All right, guys, it looks like we are live. What is going on? This is Travis P11, and I want to welcome you to Caliber Corner episode number 23, where today we're going to give you our holiday recommendations for your next rifle or shotgun. We're going to focus on hunting-style rifles, semi-automatic lever, bolt action, low, medium, and high price points. That's what we're going to focus on. But before we do anything, let's go ahead and take attendance and see who's joining us today. Over on the gun channel side, we've got Patrick hanging out with us, and yesterday's pomade is over there. Looks like Ohio 45 ACP might be joining in too. And over here on the YouTube side, we've got Travis, also known as Midnight Range TM with us. He's there, he's here. He's there, he's here. Jorge Cortez is with us today. Good morning, Jorge. Let's see, the other Travis T is out there right now. Victor Cordoves is with us this morning. And Jim is there, and Jim is here. Two Live Moo is always in the house. He's hanging out in the chat. And Rang Knock Gun Channel. Yo, what is going on, Rang Knock? Right, nice to meet you, man. I'm totally butchering that one. I'm only on my second cup of coffee. I want to apologize. I'm just a little bit slow. So let's let everybody introduce themselves, just to check out and see who's hanging out with us. So let's go and start off with my right. Triple D, what is going on? What would you like to say?
Good morning. Thanks for the invite. I still haven't got anything done on my channel yet, but stay tuned, guys, because I'm kind of thinking in the back of my mind about a couple different video ideas. So Triple D on YouTube, and if you guys have any video ideas, throw me an email, tripledchannel@gmail.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Good to have you joining us, man. Tony, what is up? What's going on, man? First one to join us this morning. What do you know?
Hey, it's supposed to be a beautiful day here today.
Yep.
And I just want to wish everybody a great day and suggest they check out the early watch. We're coming upon 200 episode, and we're aiming to do some stuff for that. That should be a week from next Friday.
Yeah, I heard Jimmy talking about it. I was listening to it yesterday, and you guys were saying, was it going to be like around? It was going to be around Christmas that you guys were going to hit episode number 200, right?
Well, I was counting weekend days too, so I'm off by 4 days. Oh
yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I love listening to it. I always put you guys on when I get home. Well, I'll listen to it in the morning during my playing time, and then when I get home, I fire it up and continue it while I'm cooking up dinner. So it's always good to listen to you guys.
Yeah, it's not safe for work if you've not been.
No, well, I mean, I'm listening on my phone, so it's all good. But yeah, you definitely. I mean, it's good. It's great material. You know, it's very real, and you guys don't beat around the bush on things. You get right to, which I appreciate. I might be. If you guys are you guys doing a show on Friday?
So far as I know, we don't take holidays off. So
okay, well, I'll be around. I've got to get some work done on the vehicle, get the oil changed, and after that, if I'm around, I'd like to join in. If you guys got a spot for me.
Sure.
Because we're supposed to get snow, and it's supposed to be really cold, so I don't see myself going to the range. I'm going today. It's going to be 55. I'm going to have shorts and a t-shirt on, so thought maybe I'd go work out in the garden because it's December in Nebraska, so why not? But no, Tony, man, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you. And then we got Squibby over here teasing me. All right, we got Squibby over here teasing me with this winter wonderland there. Just leave that on Christmas Day for me. I'll put that on my TV. And
I'm telling you, I'll trade with you. I'll trade.
Dude, anytime. I am dying to get out in that stuff, man. I love it. I love it. All right, so you got anything you want to plug? Any shows or programs you want to talk about?
Lock and Load Monday nights, 8 Eastern, sometimes 7 or 7:30, because we get our messages crossed and don't always follow our schedule. And the Preppers Powwow on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Also, yeah, Early Watch is my favorite gun channel show. I was listening while shoveling snow this week, so thanks for getting me through the not so much of a blizzard.
Now, don't forget, G-Webs had his time change also, so he does his gun show at, is it midnight Eastern time? Is that right? 11 o'clock Central.
Do not go. I don't stay up that late.
Daily Gun Show. He's moved it to the evening now, which, I mean, I usually would listen to it just late afternoon anyway. But yeah, if you guys haven't done that, check it out. I know these podcasts are great. If you got something to work on around the house, fire up one of the podcasts and just play it in the background and listen to it. It makes your time go so much faster.
Yep, absolutely.
You'll never do laundry the same way again, I promise. All right, man. Well, Squibby, thanks for joining us, man. I do appreciate it. All right, Midnight Range, what's going on? Also known as Travis. What do you know, buddy?
Not a whole lot, buddy. Thanks for the invite. Come check out the channel. I got some food stuff going on. I got a little bit of guns. Once things settle down at the restaurant a little bit, I promise I'll be getting some more content up. And daily gun show at midnight, my time, Eastern. Shows have been great, man. They've been getting a better, better viewers, more viewers, I should say, not better, but more. I think it's a really cool change. Yeah, more better. Mas more better.
There you go, man. Mucho más more better. Yeah.
So check it out, man. I can't give them a plug enough. That and the early show is awesome, man. Tony and Jimmy and all those guys do a great job.
And then also the closer, right? You got that on Sunday nights. Are you still doing that, or are you that's still rocking, right?
Yeah. We missed last week because the little chef was sick, but I should be back on tomorrow night.
Okay. Cool, man. And
Travis, where are you at with the AR-15 thing?
Ooh, well, I don't know. That's on the top. It's still on the top of the list. We're working on it.
Is Santa bringing you one for Christmas?
It's possible. But I still got laptop versus AR-15 thing. So it depends on how things go. When you got a little one, you know what I mean. Priorities change a little bit.
Oh yeah, I know.
But it's still there. Hopefully.
Yep, there you go, man. Cool. Well, hey, man, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. And real quick, Travis, will you be posting any holiday recipes at all? Any Christmas recipes at all, or anything? Cookies or foods?
I want to do possibly a ham recipe. My wife has this recipe that we talked about it the other week on the show. She has this ham recipe that's just slamming, and she gave me the go ahead to put it up. So I'm going to try and do that next week.
I think you need to put up a recipe for a midnight nog, like a nice holiday eggnog. Because
I'll tell you, I have a recipe actually.
Midnog.
But I use bourbon instead of brandy because I'm a bourbon fan.
I wouldn't know this. You got to give us a quick little 5-minute video on how to make the ultimate Christmas Day adult eggnog. So there you go.
I'll have to dig that recipe up and I'll have to dig that recipe up and do that, because I'll tell you what, if you've never had homemade, it's pretty awesome. I
couldn't even imagine, dude. It just sounds awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, thanks for joining us, man. Oh, sorry.
Prairie Farms do not make eggnog.
Well, doesn't eggnog come from chickens? No, man, I'm worried. Yeah, I hear you.
You're saying don't buy your eggnog the same place you get your half and half?
Yeah, that's
There's nothing more manly than eating raw eggs, and eggnog has raw eggs in it, so there you go.
Nothing like puking your guts out with botulism, right? No.
Hey man, if you can't handle a little salmonella, you should just go.
That's right.
Go live in a cave.
No, the bourbon will kill it.
The best recipe for eggnog is take a glass of bourbon, crack an egg in it, and drink it.
Oh, jeez.
Balboa style.
I was gonna say Rocky on a bender, huh? Oh. Good God, man. Oof. All right, so Jim, what's going on? Joining us from the beautiful land of Texas, man. What do you know?
That's right. I want to plug Travis's Black Rifle Coffee and say that they should probably start sponsoring your channel, man.
I love their stuff. They make good coffee. I've never had anything bad from them that I've ordered. I love the videos that Matt Best does for them. I think they're awesome. They've been showing some really good videos lately, showing how they've been helping people out. Soldiers and troops. They've got some really, really good videos they've been putting out. I love their channel. I support their cause, and they're a very unique company, and you can buy their stuff in grocery stores now. They're expanding out. I can buy in like 50 grocery stores here in Nebraska. They carry just a couple different varieties. They're not going to carry some of the varieties that have, obscene language on the package, obviously, but they carry a lot of their varieties. So,
are you trying to make us believe that Nebraska has 50 grocery stores?
You believe it or not, we do. In fact, we just got electricity out in the western part of the state recently. Triple D just got running water, about a week ago? Is that right?
It's so nice. It's so nice. Now I can shower twice a month. It's awesome.
Because when we remodel in Nebraska, we put these new posts up out front of our sod cabins to tie our horses to. And the best thing about it is whenever we have a drive-by, it's just because a deer hunter misses. It's not because of street crime. So there you go.
That's right.
They recently stopped sharing the area code with Wyoming.
Yeah. God. Wyoming's just another part of Nebraska. They just won't admit it. So we just haven't conquered them yet. So it's okay. All right.
That's actually because most of the jackalopes out there have cell phones now. So
oh God, we're gonna annex Wyoming and make it part of Nebraska. We're gonna call it Nebraska Moaning. What's that?
You need to annex Wyoming
It'll
so
be
you can have a
Nebraska.
friggin' hill.
You know, no joke though, the people that are out in the Nebraska Panhandle, if you talk to them out in Alliance and Scottsbluff area, they just consider themselves a part of Eastern Wyoming anyway, because as far as the lawmakers go down in Lincoln, I mean, nobody remembers that those guys are even out there.
No. Yeah, it's everything is pretty biased towards the eastern part of the state, the population, the political influence, you know.
But when you've got, you know, a third of our population is in Omaha alone, and about half of our population is within, you know, an hour's drive of there. Yeah.
Whoa! Holy cow! We just got mega drop going on there. That's the last time you talk smack about Western Nebraska. Holy crap! That was crazy. Well,
I was just going to say you got to annex Wyoming so you can have a hill.
We need to get her. I guess he just got internet last week, so you know it's still they got a couple cans with a string between it, and they tap, and it decodes itself into the video you see here. So you know.
That's still better than Canada, where they have to ship it in by truck.
Yep. So. And on that note, AWAG, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us. Are you back?
Hiya.
Did the NSA pop you as well?
the Wyoming
did indeed pop
the
me.
Wyoming Freedom Organization.
I have my camera. Come on, work camera.
Got all of you.
Oh my gosh, it won't work. Come on.
Travis and the guy with the mountain.
There we go.
The guy with the mountain. That's right. Triple D, the man of the mountain. That's a mountain in Nebraska. There you go.
That really is one
Is
of
that Chimney? No, that's
hills.
not Chimney Rock.
No. That's the official name for that is called Nets Peak, and there's an old story behind that, and I don't know that I should probably tell it here, but apparently there was a girl, you know, 150 years ago named Net, and she was kind of popular around with the fellas around, and they would take her up to the top of that hill, and it just kind of got to be called Net's Peak there. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that story.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Chimney Rock's going to look like that in about 50 years, though. So if you want to see Chimney Rock, it's a good thing you're getting out there now. So, oh, man. In case you don't know what that is, you can look it up. AWAG, what is going on, brother? What are you working on? Are you soldering?
I'm just in the middle of stippling my AK grip because my gloves do not like capes. They must be too communist for it.
I guess so. So. It's just too hard to contain, huh?
Real commies don't need stippling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys ever think about just using tape on Velcro?
Nah.
Oh, like the skateboard tape or whatever?
Because sometimes when I heat this up, I like to have fun with the AKs. When this gets all heated up, anything that's adhesive based will just kind of not work.
Yeah.
So this helps.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave this camera on. Hopefully it's not too strange of a camera angle. I'm trying my best here.
No, it'll be fine. We all have a short attention span anyway, so we can mosey on over to your video while we're talking and looking stuff up. So it's all good.
I covered the whole thing up with the chat window anyway, so it don't matter.
There you go. All right, so guys, we're going to fire it up here. We are still getting into the holidays. There's still plenty of time to get those firearms ordered that you want to. What I wanted to focus on were low, medium, and high price points for rifles. You guys can pretty much set the prices. I was thinking maybe low price could be $200 and below. Medium could be, say, $2 to $5. And then high could be $500 on up in terms of bolt-action rifles. And so that's kind of, yeah.
I was going to say, I want to jump right in because I'm fixing to go buy one here shortly.
Okay, let's. You know what? Do you have anything on the low end that you want to recommend? Now, first of all, we say always check your pawn shops, check your gun shops. You can always get great deals on bolt action rifles, like Remington 710s. I know a lot of guys hate them. I had a 243, absolutely loved it. I think I paid $225 for it with a scope and a sling. I mean, with a nice scope and a sling, actually. So, Tony, what do you want to say? What do you want to start off with, man?
First off, my daughter came to me online. Or on the phone, one or the other, I can't remember. I slept, asking me to buy the oldest natural-born grandson a rifle for Christmas. And I have one of those Keystone Crickets here, so I'm going to go buy him one of those because that is a fine little beginner's gun.
You know, I was checking those this morning, and they got them on. Well, Classics got them for like 129 or something like that, 119. So what can you get one for locally?
Probably around there.
Mm-hmm.
130.
Yeah, they're great little rifles.
The one I got's really accurate. I hate the stupid lock, but I took it out, so
okay.
I won't do that to the one I get the grandson because that's up to his parents to deal with. But
yeah,
I wholeheartedly recommend those things for a kid.
Now those work. Let's see, you put your round in, and then you have to manually cock it. Is that what? There's kind of a two-step process before you fire it.
Yes, you have to manually cock the striker.
Striker, yeah.
Whatever the hell you want to call it. That part of it is the one thing I see that's really cheap because the cocking handle is plastic and you can see it bend and flex when you try to cock it. And it looks like if you got a little abusive with it, you'd break it.
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't yet, but I can see it could happen.
Is there anybody making an aftermarket replacement part for that?
I could probably make one.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just a matter of turning something down and threading it through into the end of the bolt. I mean,
yeah, those are
not as simple as it gets as far as bolt action goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, they come in a variety of colors, too. Not that that really matters, but it's cool. They make a bunch of different styles and colors, and that's a perfect and, you know, they're small enough that a smaller kid could easily handle it. You know, sometimes you think you should start them up on a larger rifle, and that's fine, but it might be kind of cumbersome for them to safely walk around with and hold on to if you want them to do any kind of moving with the rifle or any kind of, you know, changing of positions and stuff. So the crickets are nice and lightweight. I know they carry them at your local Walmarts. If you don't have a gun store nearby, they're usually a little over $100, and they always have in stock, and they're tiny. But they are very cool. They are neat little rifles. And I think they're fairly accurate. I've seen range tests on them, and they do shoot pretty good groups. So I mean, you are going to get a good, you know, a decent representation of what kind of accuracy you're able to pull off with them. And then let's see, Tony, do you have anything else on the low end that you could recommend for bolt action rifle? I guess we can go from 22 LR to whatever. I would just put a plug in for the Savage Mark II F. Those are about $125 at Walmart. It's got field sights on it, but you can get a plate for it to mount your, like a Weaver rail to put up on the top of it to mount your scope, and those work really good too. In the chat, we've also got the Savage Model 64, but go ahead, guys. What do you think? Low-end bolt-action rifles, what do you recommend?
I second the Mark II. I love that little rifle.
Yeah, I had Savage kind of across the board on rifles, man. They make some great stuff.
Yeah.
I have close to 6,000 rounds through my little Mark II FXP.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, I love that rifle.
Yeah. How much did you pay for that one? Was that one about $200? Because mine doesn't have the AccuTrigger on it. That's probably the one.
Yeah, mine has the AccuTrigger, and I think it has an AccuStock as well because it's free floated all the way down to the receiver. It came with a Bushnell scope that I replaced with a Nikon. I forget what it was. Nikon Pro Staff. Okay. And that whole thing, not including the scope, probably ran me right around $210.
Oh, nice, nice. What kind of a group can you pull off with that? Like dime at 100 yards?
At 100 yards, I can boringly hit a golf ball.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned that before. You had talked about that when you watched my Mark II video. I think you left some comments on it.
I even took that little Savage out to 300 yards on a 10-inch plate, and I got. Now, after like 60 rounds or something along those lines, I actually got 3 impacts. So it can reach out there pretty decently.
You know, if you had a nice match grade ammo, you might have been able to pull off some decent, you know, something maybe something a little more higher power. You might have been able to pull that off.
Yeah.
And also, what's really nice about the Mark IIs is you can get them in a lefty model. I bought my wife's a lefty, so I got her a Mark II with a nice wood stock and a scope on it at a pawn shop for about $150. And it was more than a new one, but it was a nice. It was from like probably
nice one.
The 80s. I'm guessing probably from the 80s. Just kind of looking at it, it's not real old, but it's a lefty. And I could never buy one in a store. I have to order one. And the nice thing is she was with me, so So she got a chance to actually hold it at the store and see if it would work, if she could cycle it. She's not a very tall person. And that worked out really well. So, I mean, I almost have considered selling my Mark IIF, my black one, just my regular composite model, just because I love shooting hers better. It's more fun to shoot with the optics on the top and everything. So, yeah, but yeah, Mark IIs, don't rule them out. Okay, so sub $250 bolt action rifles. What else do you guys recommend? Mosins are getting really hard to find. It $275 is the best I can do around here, and then that's not including shipping or transfer fee. You're looking at $325 now, basically, for a Mosin, unless you can buy one off a buddy that will give you a good deal on one. Gun shows are all over $200 now here.
Yeah, actually, to tell you the truth, is most of the times these people at these gun shows with these Mosins, they've had them for a long time, and they've probably only paid like $50 for them. Most of the time, well, that's around here, the gun shows that I go to, is no matter what they sell it for, as long as it's more than like $100, they're still going to make money on it. It's actually pretty funny because I went to a gun show last year, and I picked up a Mosin for my friend's birthday because he had just turned 20 and he got his firearms permit. So I went to a gun show, and the guy had him there for $220 with matching bayonet, and I was like, hey, I'll buy this rifle. Can you do that price out the door? And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't just effortless.
Sometimes cash has a good kind of negotiating power to it, especially when it comes to older surplus guns that somebody's been sitting on. You've seen that gun at multiple gun shows, and the guy hasn't moved it. You make them a good enough deal and offer to pay cash, and sometimes they'll take it. So if you don't have a Mosin yet, you probably want to snag one as soon as you can, because and like the M44 carbines are getting expensive. Sniper models are blowing the bank right now over on Gunbroker. It's insane what the sniper models go for with the scopes on them and stuff.
M39s are skyrocketing in price as well.
Mosin prices continue to rise. But if you don't have one, those are good ones. But I was thinking maybe something along the lines of, say, a good deer rifle, a good used rifle to check out again. The Remington 710, you can usually get those around $200 at a pawn shop with the optics on the top of them, and they come in multiple calibers. SS Pawn has an .6 for $225 with a scope on the top, and that's not bad. I don't know if you can get into a Mossberg Patriot or a Ruger American rifle for under $250. That might be pushing it. But again, guys, what else do you guys think? Low end. What's another good lower end price?
I think that's one of the things too that I've noticed this year. Not so much that the prices are down, but that you can find some really cool packages. ARs coming with red dots and mounts, and rifles coming with scopes, and not necessarily garbage scopes either.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there with Vortex and Nikon and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. I mean, you're still saving yourself, $150 in the long run if you get a nice red dot,
if you get yourself an entry-level deer rifle, I was seeing some packages up at Walmart. They had some that came with Bushnell's scopes on the top. If a guy wants an .6 or 308, you just want to go get a deer. You can easily pull off whatever kind of accuracy you need out to say 300 yards with that thing, with just the basic optics that comes with it. And some of these were going for like they had one for like $259. I almost bought it. It was a Remington something or another, synthetic stock 30-06 with a scope on it for like $259, brand new. So watch the rollback, as Walmart will roll back the prices on their rifles at the end of the hunting season and stuff. They tend to mark they do out here. They move out old stock quick, and then they bring in new rifles. So that's definitely one way to go. If you want to, I guess that's closer to the $300 mark when you figure in tax and stuff. But still, don't mark that out. And then there might be some older Winchesters out there, Remingtons out there. You might be able to do some negotiating on. Ooh. Okay, let's go and take it up to the medium price point. Let's go $250 to $500, which I think a lot of us are kind of in that range when it comes to buying bolt action rifles. What would you guys recommend in that area? I've got a list of them.
The Savage Axis, I've seen many good on that gun.
Okay, so go ahead.
Savage Axis you can get probably at like Dick's Sporting Goods. I was actually going to buy one, but I couldn't buy one because people there were being jerks to me. They had a sale on a Savage Axis. It was a scoped Savage Axis, brand new, obviously, for $150.
you remember what the caliber
I-
was on that? What was the chamber?
It
bit?
was 30-06.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, that's once you and you start to see those axes on sale. Now I know I'm hearing mixed results. Now, Triple D, I know you were interested in them after talking to Matt, Never Enough Ammo. The Thompson Center rifles. I don't know. Some guys like them, some guys don't. But I mean, Cabela's has been advertising them for what, $249 or something with optics on them. I mean, it's insane.
The,
$200.
the thing is, the one that's advertised is
Yeah.
the Thompson Center Compass.
Oh, okay, the Thompson Center. That's what I meant. Yeah, the Thompson Center.
I'm not at all impressed with the ones that I've played with in a store. The one that I used to own, and I've kicked myself ever since I sold it off, but I was young and dumb and needed money, was the Thompson Center Venture. And it's a lot. Well, it's not a high end. It's not like a Browning, but it's right up there with like an ADL or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the Ventures are very nice, and they come with a 3-shot MOA guarantee, right on a sticker right on the box.
I mean, and that's definitely, if you want something different, that's kind of away from the Mossberg Remington brand. If you want to try something totally different, so yeah.
I know. After the rebate, I picked my Savage FCP SR up for $449 this year.
Not bad.
That's
Not
pretty
bad.
decent.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I paid around $500 for mine as well.
Yeah.
Actually, it was like $550 and some change.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was $549, and I got the $100 rebate. But that's a hell of a nice rifle, man. I love that thing.
Now, in this particular price range, you can look at some fine quality used stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You thinking Winchester, like old school Winchester, old school Remington? Is that what we're looking at?
You
Mhm.
could
I have
pick up a Yugoslavian Mauser, the 8mm Mauser, for I think 400 and some change.
Yeah, they used to be 250. That particular model is very similar to the Car 98K. It's a good shooter. Takes a while to get used to the sights if you're not used to those military sights, but it's a really good rifle. It's easy to maintain. Parts are still available for it. I've had mine for years, and I love shooting it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Are you saying though that it's a good time to buy used because all the FUDs are unloading their rifles now that hunting season's over or almost over, and they're unloading it for Christmas money?
I'll tell you what, personally, I would take a quality 70s, 80s era, a nice Winchester Remington semi-auto bolt action over anything modern. Just in my opinion, I just think older guns were a higher quality of manufacture, except for your real high-end stuff. That's just my opinion.
Well, no, I meant the whole implication that there are people that they pick up something in October, and they get one box of shells for it. They sight it in with a couple of shots. They go out, they get their deer, and then they go sell it right after the season's over. So are those out there? Is the market flooded?
Dyed-in-the-wool FUDs don't sell their hunting guns.
You could probably run into that. I guess I hadn't really looked around, but that's always going to be a scenario because then the guy gets the magazine in the mail and he's looking at the next thing for next year, and he wants to move out what he has because he's not amassing a collection.
You'll probably see a lot of the entry-level guns come back. Where guys got them.
Especially those Savage Axis.
Yeah.
Axis?
Yeah, Axi, the Axis. Definitely recommend it.
They get one, they find out 30-06 and synthetic stock is not any fun to shoot whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not.
No, not. That's got a little bit of kick to it. A little bit of bang.
Just a tad bit, just a little bit more than a 22 long rifle. Just a tad bit.
That's what I had a Mossberg, and I can't remember what the model was. This is about 10 years ago. This is the pre Patriot series, and it was an odd 6, and man, it would smack you out. It would smack you good. It would definitely buck pretty good when you shoot it. Recommendations on guns I've checked out now, just like some decent modern production guns. I mean, they might be a little rough around the edges. I mean, they're okay. Mossberg Patriot and the Ruger American Ranch. I recommend those two because they come in a variety of different calibers. And the American Ranch, I mean, they're usually $350, $400. You can get some of them with optics without. I've got the 762x39 sitting behind me. That one will take the mini, help me out here, guys, mini 30, mini 14, mini 30 mags. the 7.62 by 39 mini 30 mags. And so, you know, and the nice thing about those is having like 5 or 6 different calibers to choose from. If you've ever wanted to get into, say, 6.5 Creedmoor, and you didn't have the money for a high-end precision rifle, but you want to shoot the round, you can get into one for $300, $350, you know. And they're decent. I mean, they're not the best fit and finish, but they're not bad. I mean, they're okay for what they are. You'll shoot well with them if you have good optics on the top. So definitely check those out. Howa and Tika, what's that?
Howa, yes. Buy the Howa mini action. Do that. Do it right now.
Okay, so Ewag, what do you have? Ewag, you bought a what? And how much did you pay for it?
I'm sorry, I'm fanatical about this little rifle. It is a Howa mini action. It is I think it's their standard model with a number 6 contour barrel. It's basically a hunting barrel. It's pretty darn lightweight. It's 223 Remington. I'm gonna put a stainless steel barrel on it to make it 223 wild because I want to use 5.56 in it. And it comes with a scoped package. It comes with a actually it's made by pretty much the same people that Legacy Sports makes the scopes for them, and they're branded under the Nico Sterling series. It's a Panamax. It's a good little scope, but it's just not what I want on my Howa. That's the only gripe. But I paid right over around $500 for it, give or take, taxes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. And so, I mean, what do you think about the quality and the finish? Because I've handled Howas and Tikas before, like in Cabela's and Shields Sporting Goods, and I was pretty impressed with their overall.
Yeah,
they look nice.
The Howas, coming from a machinist's point of view, everything is very, very clean on it. They're rifles that are imported from Japan.
Both of them are?
One of the best
anything Legacy
Sports with Howa.
Yeah, I know Howas are made
Howas are made in Japan, but they're brought over by Legacy Sports.
Okay. Now, what about the Tikas? Are they both owned by the same company, or does one own the other one?
No, Tika is actually, well, they used to be owned by Sako, and they're Tika and Sako are Finnish rifle manufacturers. But once you start getting into Sako territory, they get expensive. I was looking at a Sako. It was a 30-06 hunting rifle. It had a beautiful walnut stock on it with, it almost looks like an AK sight, kind of basic hunting sights. But that was a $2,000 rifle.
They make one. It's a laminate stock. I think it's called the Gray Wolf or something stock. Those are really sharp too. They have the stainless barrel and the gray laminate stock. It's a really nice looking piece.
Yeah, that's one of the ultimate rifles that I want to essentially buy, just as like an heirloom piece. Be like, yeah, I have this hunting rifle that back in 2017 costed me $2,000, and who knows what the economy will do by then. You could be like, oh, you paid $2,000, you could buy it now for $5 because the economy crashed or some weird crap.
Yeah,
but it's a nice rifle.
I like some of the Howa stainless models that they make with the wood stocks on. Those are just beautiful rifles. If you ever get a chance to check one out in the store, we have a sporting good chain called Shields out here, which is kind of like Cabela's or Academy, and Shields carries a lot of Howas, and they'll have exclusive packages that they'll carry that has a certain kind of optic on it, ready to go right out of the box, and they do look really nice. You know, if you want to go with something a little bit nicer, remember you might have a little bit better resale value down the road if you ever have to move out a rifle. And Tony, I agree with you completely. You know, a good hunter would never sell his guns, but you know, you want to think something that's going to hold value for your children and their children and so on. You know, and it's good to invest in quality. The older I get, the more that I am starting to look towards not want to say the higher end, but just a step up in quality from always buying just the least expensive entry-level model out there. You know, it's nice to buy some quality stuff once in a while and just treat yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yep. I mean, that's what I did as soon as I got into firearms. Is I didn't want. It's funny because I say that I don't want like the premium stuff. Not the cheap stuff. Sorry, I didn't want the cheap stuff. But my first rifle was a Mosin M44. But I actually, if you were to see that rifle in person, I've done everything to it. I polished the bolt. I polished the bolt handle, everything, so it's like chrome. and I sanded down the wood all the way down to 1500 grit sandpaper. Then I put like a wax varnish, a beeswax varnish over it. Oh my gosh, this rifle is absolutely stunning. But it's a
Now,
Mosin.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that doesn't matter. They're still fun to shoot. They're still relatively inexpensive to shoot. They still do the job when they need to, you know. But I mean, they are what they are. They were produced at a time where, you know, they could have been a war production gun. Yeah, the Mosin you guys see sitting behind me, it was a 1943 model. That thing looks like it was, you know, was finished with a freaking Dremel. I mean, it's crude. I mean, it's got swirl marks and machine marks all over it.
Yeah.
But again, it was the Russians trying to throw the rifles out as fast as they can because they're trying to throw the Germans out of their land, you know. So I mean, they're not now. If you get earlier Mosins, the finish on them is because I've got a 1927, I think, X, and behind me here locked up, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's totally like the outside is so much better, and it's just, you know, the stocks are stocks. Stocks can vary so much from model to model, but you know, still there's nothing wrong with a good Mosin if you're looking for one. So definitely.
I need to clarify this about
What's that?
this hunter thingy. I said a dyed-in-the-wool Fudd would never sell his hunting rifles.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they won't trade around in guns, but when you find a hunting rifle that suits you,
oh yeah,
you tend to hang on to that thing for dear life.
That's how I feel about this one. This my Ruger American Ranch. I think it's just fun to shoot, and it's accurate, it's cheap, and it does the job. I mean, it just you just feel a connection with it, especially when you practice with it enough. You know the trigger, you know what it's going to do. It's totally predictable. It's reliable. You know. Yeah.
This is awkward. It's
All right.
Awkward angle.
How's the stippling coming along there, Wag? It looks good. Looks good.
It's coming along.
Nice. You offer that now. You do that for anybody, right? It's just like what, $50 per mag? Is that what you charge for custom stippling on the magazines?
Sure.
There you go. These are all done that way. So
I will do every magazine you own in trade for a Romanian PSL.
that'll work. Heck yeah.
That's
Those
actually a really
PSLs
good deal if you think about it. Some people have like 60 magazines.
Well, there you go. Of course, those PSLs are only between $850 and $1,800. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Or $2,000 for a really nice one.
Are we ready to jump to?
Yes, let's do it. Let's go high end now. Let's go $500 on up. Let's go ahead and get out your bucket list at this point. I'm going to throw one out there for you guys. CZ. CZ for the win. I love CZ rifles, but I cannot afford one. What do you guys think? High end.
You need to cut this again because there needs to be a medium low ender.
Well, we said 250 to 500. That
So,
covers,
like 5 to 8.
There's a
sure.
Because that covers a specific subsection that I want to go into, and that's the lever stuff.
Oh yes. Let's talk. No, let's spend some time and dedicate it to levers right now, because there might be guys out in the market that are like, well, I can get a pre-Freedom Group Marlin 336 for, you know, $350, or I can get a new one at Walmart for $350. What do I do? You know. So Tony, do it. Fire it up, man. What do you want to say?
Well, I bought a new Marlin this year.
Okay.
And while the gun is perfectly acceptable in its accuracy and whatnot, it was rougher than crap for the first probably 500 to 750 rounds through it.
Is there something a person can look for in the store if they're handling one of these? Is there something that's going to be a definite red light on buying it? What could you look for? In like poorly fitted stock, any kind of like non-smooth lever? What would be your take? What can a guy look for?
With new ones, you're going to have to go and just study what people are finding with them, because there are some quirks to the Marlins that they won't load properly.
Yeah.
And it's been the thing with the gun from the time it was made in the 1890s. Every once in a while, they will drop the shell out of the magazine into the loading gate prematurely, and they'll lock it up.
Okay.
As far as fit and finish, you ain't getting fit and finish like you did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The stocks are way bigger than the actual metal they go to.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, but the gun works well. I haven't looked at the new Henrys, so I'm not going to say one way or another on those. I had a Henry when they first come back into business making 22s, and that was a piece of crap. But I don't think it's the same gun they make today. I know several guys that have them that love them. So I'm not going to hack on them. I have had no experience with one.
You know, with the Marlin 336s, there is a registry you can look up on serial numbers. If somebody's got one for sale, I was told stay away from models that were, I don't know if it was 2006 to 2010. Is that when Freedom Group bought out Marlin and basically moved shop over to isn't it the Remington factory? Isn't that what they did? They basically made it part of Remington, or they put it right next door to Remington or in New York or something. They had, what's that?
The first batch where they were using the remainder of Marlin's parts, were still fairly decent guns. But when they first switched over to making their own, there was a lot of problems.
You know, and here's where I lost respect for Freedom Group. The fact that all the Marlin gunsmiths, I mean, I highly doubt that even a percentage of them are still making them anymore. The guys that were making those 336s up to the day that business was purchased, would it have been too hard for Freedom Group to just buy it, leave it as is?
Well,
I mean, seriously, I know. And I mean, you would think it could still make money because there's such a demand for those. Or they could have upped the price on it, marketed as a more premium lever action, you know, something along the lines of like a Henry.
I have a 94. Mine's not a 336.
Yeah.
And I like the gun.
You
know, the fit and finish I'm willing to live with. Some sharper edges than it should have. Like the lever. Man, you try to rack the lever fast and it'll bark your fingers because the edges are pretty sharp. It won't cut you or anything, but it's hurt.
Yeah.
But the gun right out of the friggin' box was extremely accurate. They went to Ballard rifling in it. Like they're kind of like polygonal, like Glock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it works really well with whatever ammo you stick in it. Whereas old Marlins weren't that way.
Have you tried Hornady lever evolution through that?
Nope.
The lever specific ammo?
I make my own.
Oh, that's right. Well, I don't know if you bought their bullets. I know that they make a lever specific. Well, obviously the 30-30 round, but it's supposed to really work well. But I've been told on the 336s, they don't work well on the 336s that have the more traditional rifling in it. So I just stick with Remington core locked or Winchester. I know. I'll tell you right now, the Privy Partisan. I had trouble getting that to cycle through my 336. My 336 was made in 1990, so it was a pre-Freedom Group, and it did not like Privy ammo at all.
What caliber is it?
30-30.
Well, that's because you have a communist ammo maker making something for something imperialist.
Well, now hold on. My Henry loves the Privy Partisan.
See that? Yeah. I mean, mine just.
It loves the PPU, and I've also run the Hornady Lever Revolution through it.
What year is your Henry?
It's a Henry. It's not a Marlin.
Yeah, it's not a Marlin. I bought the Henry at the end of the year last year.
Oh, Marlin, okay, that's why. Because New Jersey is now a communist place.
Marlins are.
They're Henry's.
About what bullet diameter they like.
Henry's manufacturing place is right pushed up against New York, so.
But have we talked about?
Well, despite the location of the factory, I'm pretty happy with mine. But whether it's hand loads, reloads, or I've tried all kinds of different factory stuff in Magnum and Special, whether it just be kind of target rounds or self-defense or hunting or whatnot, and it seems to it feeds everything and runs pretty good with everything. But it does I don't know, maybe just the way the sights were set up, I was getting better accuracy with the factory PPU. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, didn't you guys tell me that maybe PPUs they use a softer brass, and so maybe has a tendency to expand more? Maybe that's why it kind of locks up when you're trying to extract from the lever guns.
I don't know that it's a softer brass, but it's definitely when I reload my 8mm, my Privy brass is definitely thinner. It's a lighter casing.
Yeah,
so I don't know that the brass is softer, but it is lighter, so it's thinner. They do anneal their brass. My 8mm is all annealed, which is nice.
Well, that makes it softer right there.
Yeah. My Sako M39 loves PPU brass, especially when I do special hand loads for it, using a 200 grain Sierra Match King. Oh my gosh, that rifle is just a tack driver.
Yeah, PPU is my best brass for my 8mm for my Mauser. I've tried Remington, Federal, I forget what else, but the PPU is the best. It's the most accurate. It's funny.
Yeah.
I bought PPU brass for my 22-250, and I liked it real well.
So it's not bad. It could just be something inherent to my rifle too, because I mean, I even ran. I can't remember what it's called. It's basically Cabela's reboxed version of Tula. I even ran some of that stuff through it. Herders. I don't know if it's
Herders.
Yeah, I think it was all brass case, and that ran fine. It wasn't the most accurate stuff, but it ran well.
Yeah.
But a quarter lock is what I buy for primarily now.
Yeah, Herders.
Well, everybody's got something. Everybody's got something that's partial to, or might have some issues with one particular brand or weight or powder or something. I mean, we've all got something that maybe likes one particular type better than another, or maybe gives us regular issues with like say steel case versus brass case or something like that. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so we're looking at that. Tony, anything else on that kind of mid to upper high end that you recommend before we go, say, above the $500, like between $500 and $800? What else is out there? And I know you can always buy nicer versions of Rugers and Remingtons and Howas and Tikas and Savage and so on, up to that $800 price point.
While we're talking about Henry's, sorry, Tony, go ahead.
Love affair with Remington 700s.
Yeah.
I have not tried out a new one lately. I don't know.
Me included.
Yeah,
I will pick Savage over Remington any day of the week.
On a new gun, I probably would too. Just because I don't trust Remington or Freedom Group anymore. You go back to, say, from 75 to 85 era, I'd take Remington every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd second that. I was just going to say real quick when we were still talking about Henry's, what's the price now on the old original Henry lever gun, the one that you could load on Sunday and shoot all week in 4440? I haven't even looked one of those up in forever. That's on the bucket list.
A clone of the 1860 model?
Is that what? Yeah, 1860 sounds right. The one that Gus had in Lonesome Dove.
The one that doesn't have the wooden guard underneath, so as it comes down the tube, it'll hit you in the hand.
Right, and it's got that little paddle that's down the side for the magazine follower.
I think that's running about $800.
Are we talking 4440? I'll look one up real quick for you guys if you want to know. We said 4440.
Yeah, the original was in 4440. I know they chambered it and other things.
I'm looking at Davidson's Gun Genie with galleryofguns.com, which is going to be my my local that I would go through that I'd buy from so I could buy it locally. Let's just talk an original. Okay, they don't have any of those. Check and see.
No, it'll have to be a repro.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the finish. I can't get one with like just the blued finish. They only have them with the gold. Oh no, God, you don't even want to know about that. Forget that. I was looking at the BTH, the original rare. I'm looking at the original rare model. No, these are over $2,000. I can't get a price on just the original AC model.
Just the fast receiver one.
Yeah, they won't give you the. Oh no. Oh God. Yeah, these are like over $2,000. These are like $2,700 or $2,300. The Henry original lever.
Production.
What these? Yeah, this is a Henry original lever.
They're still building it, aren't they? I thought I saw it in their catalog here recently.
Yeah, they're there. I'm looking on Gun Genie right now. I'm not on Henry's website. So you're looking at over $2,000 for one. So yeah, that would definitely be a bucket list gun. Definitely bucket list lever action.
And real quick, before we open the doors to my store here and we start getting busy, I'm going to throw out one other bucket list gun.
Yeah.
Been on there for a long time for me. Well, two of them. I'd love to have a Browning X-Bolt. Really don't even care what finish at this point. I just love the way that those things cycle. And
Yeah.
you know what? If we're gonna throw stuff up there, let's throw out the old Barrett.
Yeah, there you go.
Barrett.
You know, Armalite makes a
He
nice
went to
fifty
Barrett.
also.
Shit.
Say, we jumped up the price point quick, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
man. Well, you got your M1 Garand,
$1,700
M14s.
the cheapest I'm finding them.
What's that, Tony?
$1,500 is cheapest I'm finding them damn things.
For that Henry or what?
Yeah, for that original Henry.
Like I said, I couldn't. I didn't even click on. I just saw the retail and I was thinking, okay, the best we could probably do is around $1,800.
See, the original Henry was 44 rimfire.
Okay.
4440 didn't come out until probably 1873 Winchester.
Okay.
I'm gonna show my ignorance then because I didn't know those were different.
Yeah, they were pretty weak ass round, really.
That's all correct.
If I say it, you can bet it's correct.
Just back me up, Tony.
Thank you.
I heard it on the interwebs, so I know it's true.
Yeah, there you go. It was on. I looked it up on Wikipedia.
This is the era I study, to be honest with you.
Yep.
And on the 200th episode, you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about.
I just love Western.
They always say you love the guns of your childhood, right, Tony?
This is
Absolutely.
true.
I have.
This is
Look,
true.
I have a 1961 Remington 742 that was built about a month before I came out. I also have a 55 or 56 700 goddamn 740. Two semi-automatic Remingtons are almost identical. I'm not the ARAK guy. If I'm going to have a semi-auto gun, it's going to take a real freaking caliber bullet, 30-06. And I can't
that'll
afford
work.
M1, so
Yeah.
can't afford a grind.
The M1s, if they ever get released, is it the M1s or M14s that are locked up in Korea? What are we waiting to get over here?
It's both. It's both.
Both? Okay. Well, those those will disappear fast.
Yeah, it's a low stock of M1s, and I think they have like 60,000 M14s.
I'm going to try to get an M1 at some point. If it comes across here and I got a couple thousand extra bucks, I'll try.
Oh yeah, I'm taking $1,000 to the gun show tomorrow. I want to try and find a Romanian PSL so bad. I want one.
Hey man, I'll keep my eyes open. If I see one out here, I'll definitely let you know because I'm going to start hitting the Nebraska gun shows pretty soon because it's about the time that they have them basically every weekend between now and springtime. So all over the place. Tony, have you ever thought about doing one of the civilian marksmanship program M1s?
I am contemplating getting involved in that for the 1911s.
Oh yeah. Have they officially put that up? Have they announced them? That they're. I mean, I know we talked about it, but are they now up for sale?
They listed the parameters, but they're not up for sale yet.
So now, do we have a guarantee that big vendors aren't going to come in and snag them up and then resell them? I mean, because of CMP, that wouldn't happen, right?
It's not supposed to.
Okay. That way your average guy actually has a chance of picking one up.
Oh my gosh, I just got a stupid idea.
What's that, man?
Okay, well, I have a 22 barrel blank for my Howa mini action. I just got a really, really stupid idea.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I want to see if this will work.
You can do a blank desktop in your home or what?
No, I wish. All right.
It's a blank. It's not chambered. It's just 22
okay.
caliber.
So that's a 10 round. Oh wow, that's for some reason it's stretched on my screen. But 22, or basically 223 Remington, but 545 by 39. I want to see if it'll. Oh my gosh. Wait, will it go down? Oh my god! I just got a really stupid idea now.
Okay, so what's your really stupid idea?
545 by 39 Howa mini action.
Can you get a barrel in that?
Be a man and go to 22-250.
No, but that's the thing is the bolt head, from my knowledge, will fit a 545 by 39, but I have a stainless steel barrel blank right here. It's a 25 inch stainless steel barrel blank. Let me see if I can get this.
You could be onto something new. That could be the next Ruger
It's
American
an
Ranch.
unchambered barrel blank. So I don't know how well you can see that because it might. But basically, it's a big barrel blank that I could basically have chambered in whatever I want, as long as it has the same size head stamp as the same size head as a 223 Remington.
I say go for it, man. Just don't kill yourself. We want you back here next week.
Yeah.
No, man, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Hold on, I want to see how many of these I can get in this magazine here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I go to 10? 7, 8, 9. Hey, we got 10 rounds. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
Well, if it cycles, hey man, go for it. Hey, and if you've got your 545 AK and you got your bolt action running the same caliber, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I bought this guy over here. And
to tell you the truth, if I can get brass cases, I've done a little bit of research, especially on these Hornady VMAX ones. The bullet itself has a higher ballistic coefficient than its 223 Remington. Well, basically, its competitor, and that would make, if 545 came in brass, that would be an incredible little long-range round.
I think we'll start calling it the 545 AWAG. It's the newest wildcat round that everybody wants to buy, right? The 545 AWAG Magnum.
I got a bail, guys.
All right.
Oh, all right, Tony. Yeah.
You guys have a good weekend.
Later.
Hey, no, thanks for joining in, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're just going into the high end now of the rifles. I guess we haven't even got into shotguns. We're probably gonna have to save shotguns for next week. So this is terrible. But okay, so now don't rule out your Milsurp guns, guys. Also, when you get into the higher end, your M1As, your M14s, your Durands, your Mosin snipers are creeping up. I'm not kidding you, in like the $500 plus range, $700 range. If not
they're
more.
stupid expensive now.
And I got to be honest, I'm not much on the precision rifles in terms of what's out there. I have fired a Ruger Precision in 308, which Stan has actually had rechambered. I can't remember what the caliber was. I want to say 6.5 Creedmoor, but I'll be hopefully taking that out at some point. But yeah, the Ruger Precision rifles are really cool. That's a neat little package. Almost has kind of like an AR feel to it.
To tell you the truth, when I went to that 700-yard range with one of my customers, oddly enough, he had the 6.5 Ruger Precision rifle. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I didn't like it. The bolt, when after you fire the round, after the initial the bolt up, it was just so incredibly difficult compared to the Savage that I brought.
To cycle it or what?
Oh yeah, it was just difficult all the way through. Now don't get me wrong, it shot a lot better than my Savage. Yeah. But I'm all about the mechanics of the rifle and how the rifle functions. I can't, if it's hard for me to throw the bolt, I'm all about basically smooth and quick. I don't like to be fighting with the rifle trying to cycle it.
So here's a question I got for you, Wag. Does Savage make, and you probably know the answer to this, because like I said, I'm not in the market for a long-range precision gun. Does Savage make a 6.5 Creedmoor around the $1,000 range that you could get into? They do.
They actually started producing now the FCP SR in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, that's the rifle I have in 308. They have it in 6.5 now too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's in the $500 range.
Yeah.
And you can get them for $500.
Okay, guys. So I'm hearing a lot about the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I am totally ignorant on the round. So tell me where that fits in as far as power and you know, trajectory, things like that. Where's that one coming in at? What's that compared to?
Compared to it actually, I don't want to compare it to 338 Lapua Magnum, but it's essentially a smaller 338 Lapua Magnum.
We're looking at bullet grain. I'm just looking up a quick here, 120 grain. You're looking at 3,020 feet per second. Energy 2430 foot pounds.
But here's the thing: is when it comes to long range shooting, your bullet weight doesn't necessarily matter that much as say your regular rifle shooting or when it comes to long range shooting, the thing that you should be looking for is ballistic coefficient, which is how pointy the bullet is. With Sierra just announced a 150 grain, basically a long range match bullet that has a ballistic coefficient. I think it's like 0.7 G1 coefficient, which is incredible because and it's only 150 grains. Compare that to a 150 grain Sierra Match King for a 308, which has a ballistic coefficient of 0.4. So the higher the number when it comes to ballistic coefficient, the higher the number, the better it cuts through air.
Right. Yeah, because I'm thinking, you know, 100. What'd you say, Travis? 120 grain?
Yeah, just looking up just basic specs. The 120 grain AMAX bullet is a velocity of 3,020 feet per second, energy 2430.
And a typical, like a Winchester PowerPoint 270 is going to be 130 grains, roughly the same muzzle velocity. So it's going to shoot a tad flatter than that one.
Yeah, and this says it's comparable to the 260 Remington or the 6.5 by 47 millimeter Lapua. It's a medium power cartridge. But I'll tell you this right now: they do the Steel Gong Challenge at my range once a month, if I'm not mistaken, like in the spring into the summertime. And that is the round that wins it every time. And these guys are taking it out to 1,200 yards. And you have to hit, I can't remember specifically what size of gong you have to hit, maybe a 12-inch gong at 1,200 yards. And so
that's nothing for the 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, they might even go further than that. I've never actually done it. I mean, our range does go out to 1,800 yards plus. So, I mean, it is a very popular run. Like I said, if you want to get into it, you can get yourself an American Ranch and 6.5 Creedmoor for probably around $400, if not less. If you just want to get into just shooting it and trying it, and who knows, I mean, you could probably take that out as far as you want. It'd be interesting to see how something like that performs, a lower end 6.5. But these guys that run this, that do this competition, they're running custom guns, custom.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're gonna see $4,000 or $5,000 rifles.
Oh yeah, these guys are just. I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful rifles. A lot of custom work. Squib was there with me at the range when these guys were doing their challenge, and it was some pretty serious hardware that these guys had laid out for the competition. And that 6.5 is always the round that does it. So I mean that. Yep.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, the cartridge that's upcoming now that's doing a lot better than the 6.5 Creedmoor is the 6mm Creedmoor, which is a slightly smaller bullet, but the ballistic coefficient is almost twice that of what the 6.5 Creedmoor is.
So now are we getting into some like long range competition shooting specific rounds that maybe you would not want to use for hunting? Is that what we're kind of thinking here? You know?
See, here's the thing: is some of these rounds were made for hunting, but they've eventually been adapted for long-range shooting due to their ballistic coefficients, their basically everything.
I mean, I've got the, you look at the energy, they have plenty, they've got enough takedown energy at 300 yards. I mean, you go out there even beyond that, but again, you would take it as far as you think you could humanely harvest the animal that you're hunting.
Personally, I wouldn't try to shoot over 700 yards. When it comes to hunting, that's just me, because anything over that I think is unethical, and most people will be like, well, 700 is unethical, that too. But if you're like in the mountains and you see a trophy buck that has like, I don't know, 14.5 or something, I don't know, but something ridiculous, and you want to take that, but it's far away and you know you can make that shot, take it. But anything over that I just think is unethical.
Yeah, when you start getting out that far, it's like you got to find it. That's that might be a bit of a challenge. You don't know how far it's going to go, or if that bullet's going to have enough energy to knock it down quick or not. But so again, okay, so on the higher end, guys, we've mentioned the Ruger Precision Rifle. Any of these companies have, I mean, you can just look and see. You start to go up the quality scale. You know, a lot of your larger producers, Howatika, Savage, Ruger, Mossberg, Savage, CZ. You know, a lot of these companies, Weatherby, you know, you're looking at some, you can definitely go up the ranks. The nice thing is that you can look at the lower end or you can look at the higher end for the same caliber and find whatever works for you. Or maybe you want to spend a little bit less and get some nicer glass. You know, as long as the gun shoots and performs well, you could maybe save a little money, go a little bit more towards the low end, but then put a nicer scope up on the top of it. So that'd be a way to go too. So have you guys, just a quick question for those of you guys that are still with me here. Have you guys seen any good deals at all out there? Jim, have you seen anything in the stores at all for a good deer rifle or any good bolt action packages out there?
You know, from what I've seen, it was looking really good around Black Friday, and things have just kind of crept back up to normal. There's still some good Savage deals that I've seen, but I still eventually am going to want one. But so there's still some rebates and whatnot, but they're not quite as good as they were.
I was checking Cabela's.
I don't know if I want to look at the used market or what, honestly.
Yeah, maybe as we get, I'm saying now is probably about as good as you're going to get until after the holidays. I mean, I'm just kind of scanning Cabela's right now, and there was they had a lot of rifles on sale going into Black Friday and right after Black Friday. It seems like a lot of the Black Friday stuff I saw was on ammo, ARs, and AKs. You know, a lot of lower deals on strip lowers for ARs that were on sale. So, you know, I hadn't done a whole lot of hunting myself for bolt actions because I just bought the Ruger Ranch, and I'm totally content with that. You know.
I may wait like February to see what deals crop up.
Yep. Oh, you know, another one we never really talked about. A nice, if you want to get in, I mean, they're going up in price, but an SKS, you know, you might be in a restricted state where that might be your only option for a semi-auto. Mm-hmm. You know, you got your standard capacity SKS. You're looking at $300 to $400 if you want to get into one. I mean, there's some nice, you know, police turn-in models that are popping up on classic firearms. A lot of the gun shows I go to, I see a few at just about every table. You know, and again, if you negotiate for price. I mean, I don't know anything about the maintenance or disassembly or cleaning or what to look for, but I know your parts are going to be readily available for, you know, if you got springs you got to replace or disassembly and cleaning. I mean, there's plenty of support out there for you guys. You know, so anyway, that's definitely a way to go.
Anyone get an SKS? I love mine.
Yeah, I've actually never fired one before. I've been tempted to buy one from Classic because when I look at the transfer fee and the delivery, I'm looking at $500. So, Two Live Moose says cool hat, Wayne State. I've got a cousin that played volleyball for them that went to school up there, so I picked this up at the student store. I thought that was kind of cool. So kind of represent the local colleges and so on. Good stuff. But anyway, so guys, anything else you want to mention? I guess that. We didn't get into shotguns. We can have a shotgun talk next week if you guys are going to be around. We could do one on Saturday. I know I'm going to be around. If that works for you guys, we can get through shotguns, and that pretty much will wrap up all the holiday recommendations. Plus, you know, some of you guys might have had your holiday gift exchanges by that point. You might have some gift cards that you need to burn, and we can come up with some good ideas for some shotguns to look at. I mean, I've got a whole list of ones to go through, but unfortunately, I got to get out to the range because it's nice out, and I've only got. Oh, I guess daylight's fine right now, but I want to take advantage of the good weather. But any other recommendations at all, guys, for bolt actions before we go?
Anything Sacco. I've handled many of their rifles, and they're just absolutely gorgeous.
Cool. Definitely can't go wrong there.
If you can find it, and I know they haven't made them in a long time, but if you can find a Remington 788. You can't get a better deal on a bolt action rifle for that price, and a solid one. It's got 3 lugs on the bolt. It's got the short bolt throw, and they were a bargain rifle when they were made, you know, back in the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. It's got a stock on it. It's not fancy. You don't have to baby it, but that thing is way more accurate than the nut behind the bolt.
Yeah, they made them from 1967 up to 1983. There was over 500,000 of them manufactured. And a variety of calibers. I mean, you could definitely, man, they've made one in a 30-30. Holy cow.
I see a bunch of them.
Because they're getting to be so rare is finding finding parts and replacement magazines. Any place I find a magazine for mine, which it's a 243, so a 308 magazine would work, or 708, any of those would work. But they're about $50 for a magazine now.
Yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit for them. Yeah, looking at them right now on Gunbroker, 243 with the 28 1-inch barrel, 409. But a gun show you might be able to make a better deal or find just a random one sitting around. 475. Gunbroker's not a good place to judge prices, but at least it gives you an idea what you're looking at if you wanted to buy one online. Yeah, magazines, $40, $40. That's pretty much the
and I'm sure my dad, when he bought that thing back in the 70s, I'm sure he paid about $120, $150 for it. So
oh yeah, I can.
Like I said, if you can find the thing and get a good deal, you'll never be sorry that you bought that rifle. Yeah.
That's definitely another one to look for. I mean, there's so many of these good 70s and 80s guns that we just haven't seen because they've been out of production for 20 years, and maybe we need to do a little bit of homework on some good solid rifles. I mean, that was a time when they didn't cut corners. That's a time when you had good gunsmiths making the guns. Not that there's bad gunsmiths now, but a lot of it's going to be machine manufactured. And I'm sure there's probably a whole share of bad guns out there too you want to steer clear of, but you don't ever really seem to hear about that on those 30, 40-year-old Remingtons and Winchesters and so on. They seem to be good. And also, like I said, Browning is another one we really didn't even hardly get into talking about those. We barely mentioned them. They make a lot of really nice rifles. I don't think you can go wrong with the Browning. And so, all right. Well, guys, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So just to kind of give a little shout out to the Gun Channel side over here. Scott was with us. Moon Food was over there with us today on the Gun Channel side. We also had yesterday's Pomade joining in. Good to have you guys over there. And Ellis was over there for a little bit too. Probably still with us, which is good. Then over on the YouTube side, we got the usual suspects, as Matt likes to say. Two Live Moo, Jorge's out there. Philo with us. Scott Puccini's out there. Midnight Range there and here and there and here. Ghost Tactical joined in for a little while. Ghost, I'm getting ready to go do the dot torture test today. I'm going to make 2 range videos.
Right on. Have fun with that.
Hey, holy crap, you're here. I've been kind of bouncing.
I just jumped in. Hey. I just jumped in just in time. That's the way it goes, man. I jump in somewhere and they get off, so I know where my place is.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna make you do some extra work here. Give yourself a plug. What do you want us to know? And then can you give us a couple quick recommendations for bolt action rifles? Sorry to put you on the spot, man.
No worries. No plug. I'm here to join the conversation. I don't want to plug anything, so I'm good on that.
Cool.
Rifles. Let's see here. Rifles.
Do you have a favorite? Any bolt action
rifle? Like a low end, like a Savage Axis is pretty good.
Yeah, we mentioned.
I don't know all of them mentioned. I've been working. How about a Remington 783? That's decent. Kind of a mid-level. I would say my high end's an awesome gun is the Cavari 308 Lapua, but that's just.
Heck yeah, dude.
The Lapua is just but that Cavari's pretty sweet. But yeah, that Savage Axis is I got a bunch of buddies here that hunt. I'm not a big hunter, but a bunch of buddies use that Savage Axis and they seem to like it a lot. So I don't have to say that that's kind of a I don't know, it's a low end. I don't really know. I know it's under 500 or so, roughly. Probably 400 or something like that. So that's a popular one around here. So I'm gonna have to go with that one. It's probably the one that I would, but I'm sure that's already been mentioned. So
sweet, cool, awesome, man. Yeah, no, those are all recommendations. Yeah, that came up. Yeah,
that Cavari's that 338 Lapua is just you can't really go wrong with that for a high end.
For 338 Lapua, just basic ammo. What are we looking at for say a box of 20? Any idea?
I think they're running about maybe $4 around probably. So I would say around 75 to $80 somewhere in there, probably a box of 20.
Okay. Cool.
Last time I checked, it's just one of those that it's not cheap to shoot. But if you're talking about spending $1,500 on a rifle, then I don't think that $4 or $5 a round is probably going to hurt if you're spending $1,500 on a rifle. Oh
yeah, definitely.
I don't have one. But if I was to spend $1,500, I'm going to spend whatever it takes to go shoot that bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Reach out and touch someone from 1,500.
Maybe get into recycling, reloading. Not a bad one.
Recycling. If I did that, then I would get into reloading.
There you go. I mean, and with your brass, you could maybe reload it at half the price too. It would definitely be a good thing once you get yourself all set up. So. Cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I assume that the 338 is not a readily found piece of brass. So, yeah, definitely, I would definitely recycle the brass if I was going to shoot it.
And real quick, Ghost, I'm hoping to do 2 dot torture tests, one with the AR pistol and one with the X39.
We got Santa Claus. Holy crap, it's Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is in the house or outside the house.
Is that Santa Claus riding on the fire truck?
Yes. That is the thing that we do every year.
Oh, my God.
You know what?
Awesome.
I think Santa's coming to my neighborhood today, too. I think my wife said she's going to take the little guy to see him. They do that around here, too.
You can put the firehouse so his warehouse full of toys doesn't burn down, huh? Jeez. Let's hope not.
Yeah. That's what my one concern is, because all my friends are they're volunteer firefighters, so they do all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what if somebody gets a fire call and you're out gallivanting in Santa costume?
Well, then you're already on the road, man. You're already ready to go.
Yeah, he's like, that's what he said. He's like, yep, Santa's just gonna have to go fight fires.
Yep. Awesome. Good stuff. All right. So real quick, we'll let you guys wrap up. Triple D, you want to say anything before we go?
I want to say that I can't find my mute button ever.
All right, man.
Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I was kind of in and out today, but check out Triple D on YouTube. Email me, tripledchannel@gmail.com, and let me know of some video ideas. If I can make them, I might start throwing a few out there.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you joining us today on a Saturday. Like I said, we'll meet again next Saturday if you guys are around. I know it's going to be the holidays, but we can have our little shotgun talk and go from there. So thanks for joining in.
Best guns for hunting reindeer.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Oh, man. Leave Bambi alone. Leave my Christmas alone. Squibby, you want to say anything real quick before we go? He might be busy. I know he's going to be watching one of his kids' games. Yeah, Squibby.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, man. Yeah.
I'm tied up.
All right, man. No problem. Yeah.
I listened in. I tried to jump in between plays, walk down to the end zone where people don't hear me using gun language or whatnot. But it's a good show. I think doing shotguns next week is a good idea.
Cool. All right, man. Good. I'm glad to have you join us. Always good to have you join in. All right. Midnight Range, Travis, what do you want to say, man? Any final words before we go?
No, not a whole lot. I mean, you guys know I got a channel, but I kind of want to plug everybody else. Watch the new, the early watch has been great. Daily Gun Show at midnight now. Check that out.
Yep.
And don't forget, kind of a cool thing to do is look at who we subscribe to. Look at who the creators are subscribing to, because you know what, you can find some really cool stuff just by poking around and seeing who we're watching. So do that.
That's a good point. There's always a lot of channels out there that they've been around for years, and we just happen to find them, and we're like, hey, whoa, this is a cool channel. Let's check this out. I mean, it's just amazing what you run into, and so that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Cool. Jim, you want to say anything before we go?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for the invite, though.
Hey, now, you said we were looking at the little side chat here. You might have learned a little something about the bolt action rifles today, or you got some ideas, or
Heck yeah, this was good stuff today. I'm not as good with the bolt action or hunting rifles as the rest of you guys, but it's been good. I've learned a lot.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. Always good to have you join in with us. All right, and Ghost is here. Ghost, you want to say anything real quick before we go?
No, just check out Drill of the Month on my channel, Ghost Tactical. Drill of the Month is a cool one. This month is an awesome one. Most of you guys are familiar with the dot torture test, but I did scale it down from a 50-round test to a 20-round test for multiple reasons. One, time. And two, I wanted to make sure if you're able to go buy a box of 50 rounds, this 20-round test will allow you to do the test, have about 10 rounds to kind of figure out maybe what's going on with issues with fundamentals, whatever, and then have 20 more rounds to reshoot the torture test should you need to, so you can make it into an actual practice day at the range. So, the dot torture test is a fun one. It does encompass all aspects of shooting: strong hand only, weak hand only, shooting from the draw, shooting from the ready. So it will kind of give you an idea of what you're going to need to work on. So it's a great test, and enjoy it. And you've got till New Year's Eve to submit your video responses. So I look forward to seeing. I've already got a bunch of them sent in this month, so I'm looking forward to seeing more. Thanks for having me, man. Good show.
Yeah, sneak peek of my next video that I'm going to be filming this afternoon. That's what the sheet looks like when you print it off. Very easy to follow. Just like I said, when I do mine ghost, I'm actually going to have it sitting next to me on the table so I don't screw up when I run through it. I'm going to glance at it. But as I practice it more often, I won't forget. In the future. Unfortunately, I don't have an assistant holding a poster board saying, "Hey, this is this. Oh, 1, 2, 3. My lovely assistant Shauna's over here joining me today." No, I'm gonna have it on the table so I can look.
Now, if you do have a lovely assistant, make sure you get her on camera too.
She hasn't really showed up in the videos. My wife loves to go shooting and stuff, but she's generally watching TV, or she doesn't get home. I'm usually making my videos or producing or editing my videos before she gets home from work.
And the reason why I say that is that's the whole point of the drill of the month, is to get people out shooting. Yeah. And I love, like last month, Mel the Nut took his daughter to the range, and he shot, and then she shot the test, and it was just one of those things where that's the whole purpose and the whole point. And that's the only reason why I got this thing going. Yeah, was to try to get more people, because I kept hearing all the time, and I love to get out there and shoot, but I just this and I just that. Well, you know what? Just go do it. This test could take you no more than half an hour. By the time you get there, set up, and you're done. And like I said, I try not to make anything too crazy. This is a drill that you can shoot indoors if you're up north and you can't get outside in the snow. I had 2 or 3 people. Jared Walsh actually went live shooting in the snow last week, which was awesome. Oh. But you don't have to. If you've got, you can, and here's my thing also is if you have to shoot it with a BB gun in the basement or an airsoft gun, or if you can't do it, then I ask you to at least do some dry firing at home. Anything and everything that's going to help you be more proficient. That's what my goal is.
I did that a couple times. I put it up in the fridge and I was in my kitchen. I had my belt and everything on.
That's
dry
awesome.
Dry firing drawn. My wife's walking upstairs. She goes, "Does it safe to run through the kitchen?" So I went ahead and went down to low rate when she walked by. She goes, "What in the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just making sure I can get through this tomorrow without screwing it up too many times." So I haven't put in the video. I said I can't memorize this, so it's going to be sitting right next to me the whole time.
Oh, you have to. I did it. I did that. I had one on. Absolutely, I did that.
That's cool.
For sure.
It's going to be fun. The dry fire was challenging, man. Because you have to focus, dude.
And that's the whole thing about dry fire. I was going to bring that up. Is that I think that's an aspect of practice, quote unquote practice, that people tend to forget about. Yeah. Is you can find a lot about your trigger pull, your grip pressures, and all that just in simple dry fire. You don't have to have that round chambered to got a mechanical or fundamental issue with your grip or whatever. So, anything you can do to practice is what I'm about, is to get out there and practice, be more proficient.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done a bit of dry firing, and it's interesting because you can watch your front sight and what it does a lot more closely.
Absolutely.
Focus on the target.
Yeah, when you're not worried about anything happening, you can get a lot done with it.
Yeah. I've also had people say, put a thimble on the top of your slide and hold your gun level, and when you squeeze that trigger, if the thimble falls off, that means you're flinching.
I have not heard that one. That's a pretty good idea.
Lightweight like that, that'll sit on top of the slide.
January, I never heard about that. Get through 10 dry fires without having the thimble fall off. on a full pull double action pistol. There you go.
I think the only thimble is a Monopoly set.
I'm gonna have to dig one out somewhere. God, can you even buy those anymore? No.
It wouldn't have to be a thimble if you don't have a seamstress in your house.
We should start.
I've heard another thing. Instead of a thimble, you can use a dime.
Yeah, anything that'll sit on top of
that'd be good.
I want to buy a special edition Ghost Tactical thimble that's in red, blue, and white. That's got the logo on the top, and you set it on there. And Ghost is looking at you the whole time. That's your dry fire.
I could sell 1 million of those and be $100 richer.
Dry Fire Precision Incorporated.
That's right.
There you go. I'll pedal it. I'll push it for you. There you go. That's right. You got a tactical beard, but do you have a tactical thimble? That's the question. You ain't nothing unless you got the thimble.
Anyone can grow a beard, but can you get yourself a thimble?
Thimble tack. Thimbletack.com. Okay, no, that's already been copyrighted by you, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I like that. I like tactical thimble. Hey everybody, James Yeager pushing the tactical thimble, tactical response thimble.
Oh wait,
hey, don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas.
He's gotta make up
thanks
that
for
lost
having me,
revenue
bro.
somehow. So
I always
yeah.
enjoy this show. Sorry I jumped in so late, but I always enjoy this show.
Cool.
It's going to get to the point where it's hard to tell the difference between Ghost Tactical and James Yeager. You know, if you keep doing all the
Don't
same.
you dare! Don't you dare!
Oh,
Hey,
you know what?
hey,
You know
at
what?
least Ghost Tack isn't a jerk.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna put
both
a
we
mic
both
drop
been
here.
He's
banned
still
from
on YouTube.
social.
Let
We
me
have both
put
been
a mic
banned from
drop there.
social media platforms. So I guess that's
All you 2-bit content creators, man. I mean,
I know.
Oh my God.
the
Question for you
difference
guys:
between-
what's the difference between James Yeager and Ghost Tactical? Who served?
Mm.
All right. Who's the veteran?
Not only that, but who's still on YouTube?
Right.
Right.
Now, I mean that's relevant. I could be gone tomorrow. All of us could be gone tomorrow. So I'm not going to talk smack because it's probably going to happen to me at some point. So
Wait,
yeah.
hold on. If I'm not getting ad revenue and I'm not demonetized for anything because I don't have any ad revenue, can they still ban me?
Yep, strikes against your video because of inappropriate content.
The strikes have
Cool.
really nothing to do with the ad revenue. It's
No.
content that is against what their terms of service is.
Good thing they haven't
So
found
they
my
say.
channel yet.
So they say.
Yeah, the whole demonetization thing is literally robbing content creators, but that's a whole nother. I'm done whining about. I get bitter about it every time because I put a lot of time into these videos and I try to get it out to everybody and hey, let's try to make 50 cents off the video. Demonetized. Why? What did I do to pee on your parade? So anyway,
y'all saw that Matt got another strike for like an SKS video.
Mac or Such? Such got a second one.
I think it was Mac.
No, Such.
I think Mac got one, but then I also heard he got it taken care of pretty quickly.
Oh, he did?
That's what I heard, but I don't quote me on that.
Okay, I'll have to check it. I haven't checked his channel recently.
Yeah.
I gotta check and see what's going on.
I know that Such was talking. Such wasn't, but someone was talking that Such had something happen a couple days ago. But I've been busy. I haven't really been checking in on it. But I heard something about Such. Yeah,
he had a second strike on his channel. He had one that had been reversed, and he got another one. So now he's up to 2. And so he was talking about his alternate channel and what's going to happen if he happens to get taken down.
No, he did get one reversed about a month ago, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just got another one about 2-3 days ago on a video that he put out.
Of course he did. Why not?
And it was, I am completely dumbfounded at this. They should just take the whole strike system off altogether. It's ridiculous.
Well, someone said that I guess that when he was getting the other one reversed, I don't know if it was his rep or someone over at YouTube had said it's because that he had put a link in the description to the firearm manufacturer that he was reviewing or something. And the link to firearms is what got the strike. Is that correct, or was I just hearing things? I
don't know, because I guess I've only put links for like Amazon links. Like I'm not even doing an affiliate thing, but I don't put like actual links to firearms. But I think someone said it was maybe Matt's chat or something. But I thought they had maybe said that that maybe it was because that he put a link to an actual firearm in the description, and that's what got the strike. I don't know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
He's got his copper. He's got his copper customs things, or Such has his Such shop that's got stuff. I mean, I don't. Anyway, it's ridiculous, but
yeah, it is.
I know. And in the end, they'll 5 years from now, they'll come out with the big, we're sorry, guys, we had the algorithm messed up after half of YouTube's content creators have already abandoned ship. So,
well, I don't know how anybody feels about this net neutrality thing, but stuff like this that YouTube or Google is doing that's far more concerning to me than what the FCC does, honestly.
Oh man, there's 2 ways you can look at it. There's a couple ways you can look at net neutrality real quick. The first one is from the big business side. If you own shares in those companies, the internet service providers, they're going to do really well in the next couple of years. For the average consumer, you're probably going to see some prices go up, because it all trickles down to us in the end when the ISPs charge the huge companies like Netflix and Hulu and Facebook and Google. I guess there's a couple ways you can, and then there's the people that say let the free market rule, don't put regulation on it. Well, here's my response to that. Okay, I've got 2 internet service providers in Lexington where I live, Nebraska. One's DSL and one's cable. What am I supposed to do if they want to double my rates? Pay the piper. What do I do if they want to double the rates?
I don't buy into. A lot of people disagree with me on this, and that's okay. But I don't buy into that whole thing that absent the regulation, all of these people are going to start doing really bad stuff. I mean, part of it is wait and see, and part of it is
yeah,
if at all, Congress should probably do it, because what's happening is the FCC is reclassifying by fiat essentially these ISPs as some sort of public utility under a law that was written before ISPs existed. You know, and I don't want to make the argument that, you know, the Second Amendment only covers muskets, right? But type of argument. But at the same time, if we haven't done it until 2015, it's probably something Congress should look at if we need to do it at all. Not the FCC going off by fiat.
You know, what gets really messed up is the ISPs own a lot of the entertainment companies now, so they can give preferential treatment to people that want to watch their networks and their channels, and cap your data on when you're watching Netflix. But if you're watching Disney, there's no data cap and you get to watch it in 4K. But if you want Hulu, you got to pay $5 more per month to watch it in 4K. I mean, it can really, you know, everybody wants to predict doomsday about it. You know, a year from now, we could have the discussion and see what really happened. Did my rates really go up? Did my Netflix prices triple?
Hey,
you know,
for all we know, there could be so much competition that you get incredibly high speed internet, like 7 or 8 gigabytes per second, for $5.
Yeah,
that could be the other end, because now it's going to free up the companies to basically expand and grow and do what they want. You could get a huge technology increase out of it, you know, in terms of the services that are provided and the speeds. Now they might not be so restricted, but again, at what cost? You know, we're already getting nickel and dime to death on all these subscriptions and services we pay for. I just don't want to see the average consumer have to, you know, see their prices double or triple just to keep doing what they're already doing, or give us data caps. That'd be the death of all of us if they capped us off at, say, 10 gigs a month. You know, you can burn through that watching a season of movies on Netflix. Data caps are to me, the data cap is the scariest thing. We'll cap you at 10 gigs, and if you pay an extra 50 months, you can go unlimited. Okay, I'll go unlimited for $120 a month. Oh my God, really? You know, that right there is kind of the big thing that scares me, because they know they can do it. There's nothing to stop them now. So again,
well,
initially, you know, I don't know.
Initially, that could happen like within the first few months, or maybe even like half a year or a year or so. But after that, it should be able to allow more competition for these smaller businesses to get noticed by the consumers. See, if you have, say, Verizon, they're charging $100 a month for 10 gigabytes. You'll have a small startup place that'll give you 10 gigabytes for $75, and then it just keeps going down from there, because Verizon doesn't want any competition. They'll drive their prices down. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, and I don't necessarily see it as a good thing either.
Well, I mean, what scares me is I have no options. We have Spectrum, and we have CenturyLink, DSL, and then there's a few other just real minor companies that have data limits that more serve the rural areas, way out the sticks. So I mean, I have no choices. I have no options. You know, unless somebody would happen to pop up in my area and be the next ISP, I don't have a Verizon as an option. I don't have Comcast or Cox Cable or anything like that as an option out here where I live. So I'm pretty much at the mercy of the market price, whatever they want to do to me.
The good thing.
And see, and I agree with AWAG. I think that with the net neutrality being kind of turned down, I think that is going to breed, you know, the free market and capitalistic side of the market will help breed these other companies that sit there and say, you know, competition breeds competition, which means prices will go down. I'm in a place right now where I can't get internet. I live on a lake, and on the other side of the lake, you have all this internet access. Where I am, they can't run everything to my side of the water. So at my house, I run off my cell phone. And I can hotspot it. Well, luckily I've gone to the unlimited plan on my cell phone, so I can hotspot. You know, I get like unlimited data, but I think it like throttles back after 22 gigs per person, and then I also get like 10 gigs of hotspot every month, which isn't a bad deal because I'll never go through all that.
Okay.
But I would like to have the competition start to where maybe there is someone who's willing to take a chance to bring, you know, DSL to our neighborhood. You know, there's a bunch of people there would love it.
You know, we have a cell phone network out here that came out of Colorado that they were hitting the areas that Verizon either wouldn't service or refused to put an antenna up in. That company came out of Colorado. They start putting up an antenna in all these small towns, and now they've got the western part of Nebraska basically covered. And all these farmers and all these people in these rural areas that had spotty coverage with Verizon now get to go with this other company. I mean, you know, it does breed competition. If there's a demand,
you know, and maybe it does.
You know,
we'll find out. You know, who knows?
I mean, well, maybe we'll see stuff. I mean, that is true. Somebody's got the capital to invest in, you know, like maybe some. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, you know, another thing is by taking out the regulation, all the crap and all the rules that were written, maybe we can see more stuff that was popping up back in the day. Because the big thing like 10 years ago was wireless neighborhoods. They put nodes up on every telephone pole, and companies would come in and they wanted to do, or Google was looking at doing that, where they would have a whole city covered by Wi-Fi. You didn't even have to have a router in your house. You would get a signal on your block, you know, and you pay so much a month to have access to it.
That's a hell of an idea. See, like right now, I'm at 10 download and 1 upload. And I would love, maybe with the new restrictions, I would not mind paying. You know, we were talking about a couple nights ago on Clovers. I'd pay $100 a month if I can get 100 megabytes download and 100 up. If I get 100 up, 100 down, I'd pay $100 for that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm paying like $75 for in my office for 10 down, 1 up. You know, you know, maybe this does help all those regulate. I don't know. We'll find out.
I also see it like this is I have people that I work with that are like borderline Antifa almost. And they're freaking out about this net neutrality being dead. And I just kind of thought to myself, I'm like, if I'm freaking out about this being dead and he's freaking out about this being dead, there's got to be a problem somewhere. There's got to be, I mean, I don't necessarily want to see it as like a war kind of deal, but if you have your opponent freaking out about something and you're freaking out about the same thing and it's applied by your side, then there's something off.
Yeah, see, I don't know enough. I really haven't done enough research on the whole net neutrality thing to completely understand what it is. So,
you gotta watch out when you start getting into it. There's a lot of doomsday prediction videos that pop up on YouTube, and there's a lot of opinion videos out there. And you know, I'm looking at the comments. There's some interesting comments popping up in the chat right now too. You know. Here's a good one. This comment says they're not going to let companies lay cable all over these places that are protect monopolies to begin with. I'm just hoping that somebody had mentioned that you know, a lot of these are basically subsidized by the government anyway. The big companies are, and they're the ones that were pushing for it because they didn't want to basically lose what they had, or you know, so crazy stuff.
Well, the two things that I would say is, you know, however you come down on it is fine to me. With me, you know, just try to understand what's going on, because it is a complex topic, and don't fall for the chicken littleism. The First Amendment's not going to die now.
Yeah.
And that, and the saving grace in all of this is all these companies know what what their customers are about. You know, everybody's got an opinion on this, and the large amount of people, whether it's by regulation or by good behavior on the part of these ISPs, that they want they want that concept in place, the whole net neutrality concept. And so these guys are going to be aware of that, and they're going to get slapped if one way or the other if they start acting badly.
Yeah. Or people just won't buy their service, or people will go look someplace else, or again, you'll see the next.
And that's the thing, and hopefully that free market and that capitalistic side of our society is someone, you know, everyone goes around Amazon and all these, and we're talking about guns. We go to umpteen different websites trying to find the best deal. Well, if that's applied to internet service as well, that can only help the market as far as being affordable internet. Maybe I'm speaking out of my wazoo here, because I realize I'm not the most educated person
where you
on
got
this.
6 providers, you might be willing to maybe take a little bit of a cut in your speed if you can save half the price, or keep doing what you're doing, but just switch companies. You know, that's a lot like cell phones now too. You've got Straight Talk and Track Phone that kind of came out of all these heavy contracted phone and company deals we dealt with for the last 20 years. You start to get the prepaid stuff that started popping up because not everybody wanted a $50 a month, you know, contract. And so, you know, you have that little niche that started to pop that became popular in the last 5 or 10 years. So, all right. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. The range is calling me. I'm excited to go get out there. It's above freezing now, so I'm looking forward to getting out there. Got to warm my hands up and get ready to take that SD9 and put it through its paces. And SIG's going out today too. I'm taking out the 229.
Awesome.
We'll see how she runs, man. I'm gonna see how she functions. So I'm only taking 2 different kinds of ammo with me. I hope it doesn't have any problems, but if it does, you'll see it on camera. I will be very sad if I have problems with that pistol. I'm hoping not to.
Get out there and shoot. Have fun if it rains.
Yeah, man.
Make
I'm
it a
gonna.
day.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today. Thank you out there in the chat. Thank you, everybody watching on gun channels and YouTube. Guys, I hope you had a good time. If you missed it, go back and watch it. Our recommendations for rifles. Next week, we'll talk about shotguns. So I'm going to take shotguns out of the title here. And otherwise, I think that's about it, guys. So, all right, guys, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. And we will talk to you soon. So we'll talk to you guys next week. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.